Hello, welcome to 4Pi Academy. This is Milind Patwardhan, and in our fourth lecture on quantum mechanics, we are going to discuss commutator algebra and the problems on this commutator algebra. Now, what is meant by a commutation relation? A commutation relation of the two operators A and B is represented mathematically by a commutator bracket like this. So a commutator bracket of the two operators A cap comma B cap is equal to, it is represented by this way mathematically, and its value is equal to A cap B cap minus B cap A cap. Further, if the commutator bracket of A cap comma B cap, if it is equal to 0, it means that if the value, that is A cap B cap minus B cap A cap, is equal to 0, then the two operators A cap and B cap, they are set to commute with each other. So the two operators A cap and B cap are set to commute with each other if the commutation bracket yields a result which is equal to 0, while if the commutation bracket of A cap and B cap, if it is non-zero, then they are not set to commute with each other. So what is the meaning of this, physical meaning or physical significance of this commutation relation? The physical significance is, if the commutation bracket of the two operators A cap and B cap is equal to 0, that is if they commute with each other, it means that we can determine the two operators, that is A cap and B cap, simultaneously and accurately. This word simultaneously and accurately is important. It means that if there is uncertainty in measuring the position, it means that if there is uncertainty in measuring the operator A, and if that uncertainty is represented as delta A, if that uncertainty is 0, similarly, if uncertainty in measuring the operator B, that is delta B, is also 0, then the product of the two uncertainties, that is delta A into delta B, is also 0. So if the uncertainty in A is 0, uncertainty in B is also 0, and if the product of the two uncertainties is also 0, it means that the two operators, they can be measured simultaneously and accurately. This is the physical significance of commutation relation. While if delta A into delta B is not equal to 0, it means that you cannot measure the operators A and B accurately and simultaneously. This is important, and the consequence of this result is the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, because according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, if I replace this A by the position operator, that is x, and this B as the momentum operator, that is px cap, then from the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, you know that delta x, where delta x is the uncertainty in measuring the position coordinate and delta px is the uncertainty in measuring the momentum coordinate, and the product of these two uncertainties is not equal to 0, it is always greater than equal to h cross by 2, where this h cross is h upon 2 pi. It means that you can never measure the position coordinate and momentum coordinate accurately and simultaneously in quantum mechanics according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Further, we can demonstrate this Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, but before that, there is one more property of commutators, that if A and B commute with each other, then the commutator bracket of A and B, when it is operated over over any wave function psi, then it is also 0. It means that A cap B cap minus B cap A cap psi is equal to 0. Therefore A cap B cap psi minus B cap A cap psi is equal to 0, or A cap B cap psi is equal to B cap A cap psi. It means that here this A cap is the operator which is operated over B cap psi, and it is equal to the value which is the operator which is B cap, which is operated over A cap psi. So here first we operate B cap on psi, and then we operate A cap on psi. Here we operate a cap on psi, and then we operate b cap on psi. But if its value is same, it means that the order of measurement is insignificant if a cap and b cap commute with each other. Now let us demonstrate the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. But before we demonstrate the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, first we'll calculate the commutation of the two operators, that is position coordinate and momentum coordinate. So let us calculate the commutation bracket of x and px. So x comma px, and let us operate it over psi, any wave function psi. So that will be equal to x px minus pxx over psi. So this is by definition of commutation relation, and this is equal to x. We substitute here px cap, which is h cross upon I del del x psi, minus again px cap, which is h cross upon I del del x, and it is over x psi. So the first term will be x h cross upon I del psi by del x minus h cross upon I. Now here this term is del del x, it is operated over x psi. So let us first keep the psi constant and let us operate it on x. So it will be del x by del x, so that will be 1 minus the second term, that is x into now let us operate this del del x on psi. So it will be minus x into h cross upon I del psi by del x. So this x into h cross upon I del psi by del x and this term is same, and therefore these two terms get cancelled out, and hence we remain only with this term, which is minus h cross upon I psi. So let us now multiply this term by I and divide it by I. So we have this I into I as I square, and you know the value of I square, it is minus 1. So in the numerator we have the term as minus IH cross divided by I square, which is minus 1. So minus minus will become plus, and therefore we remain with the term which is IH cross psi. So since x comma px psi is equal to IH cross psi, and therefore the commutation of x and px is equal to IH cross. So you should know this value. धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे आप solve करेंगे, then you will come to remember these values. Now let us demonstrate the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So we know that the commutator of x comma px is equal to IH cross. Then we have the standard formula for if we have the product of two uncertainties, that is if delta A is the uncertainty in measuring the A operator and delta B is the uncertainty, that is uncertainty in measuring the operator B, then delta A square into delta B square is equal to minus 1 by 4. In bracket we have the expectation value of commutator of A comma B and its square. So now let us replace this A by x and let us replace this B by px. So therefore we have in bracket we have delta x square into delta px square is equal to minus 1 by 4. In bracket we remain with the expectation, we remain with the commutator of x px. Commutator of x px is equal to IH cross and its square. So this is equal to, this I square is equal to minus 1, then minus minus will become plus, so it will be h cross square by 4. And therefore by taking the square root we get the value of delta x into delta px is equal to h cross by 2, which is nothing but the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So this is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And hence if we can measure the position coordinate accurately, we cannot measure the momentum coordinate accurately. If we can measure the momentum coordinate accurately, we cannot measure the position coordinate accurately and simultaneously. This is the important. Then there are various properties associated with the commutation algebra. We can prove these properties one by one. So let us look at the first property. So the commutation of A cap B cap is equal to minus of commutator of B cap A cap. So if this is the case, then they are said to anti-commute with each other. So let the left hand side is A cap comma B cap, which is equal to, by definition it is A cap B cap minus B cap A cap. So this will be equal to, I take the minus sign outside the bracket, so it is minus, in bracket we have minus of A cap B cap plus B cap A cap. So let us rearrange this. So we get minus of B cap A cap minus A cap B cap, and this is nothing but the commutation of B cap A cap. So it is minus of B cap A cap. So this is our RHS. Then the next property is commutation of A cap comma B cap plus C cap. So here now you can consider this B cap plus C cap as a single entity, like B. And that is equal to commutation of A cap B cap plus commutation of A cap C cap. So let the left hand side, so it is A cap, by definition if you consider this as a single entity, so it is A cap, this B cap plus C cap minus again this B cap plus C cap into A cap. So let us solve this. So we get A cap B cap plus A cap C cap minus B cap A cap minus C cap A cap. Now let us rearrange the terms. So let us bring this AC with CA and AB with BA. So we get A cap B cap minus B cap A cap plus A cap C cap minus C cap A cap. But this is nothing but the commutation of A cap B cap, and this is nothing but commutation of A cap C cap. So this is our RHS. Then the third property is commutation of A plus B cap comma commutation of A cap plus B cap comma C cap is equal to commutation of A comma C cap, A cap comma C cap plus commutation of B cap comma C cap. So let us take the left hand side first. So it is A cap plus B cap. Now here you can consider this as a single entity. So this is A cap plus B cap, our single entity. Then C cap comma C cap, in bracket we have A cap plus B cap. So let us simplify this. So we get A cap C cap plus B cap C cap minus C cap A cap minus C cap B cap. So again let us bring the similar terms, that is AC and CA close to each other, and BC and CB with each other. So this will be equal to A cap C cap minus C cap A cap plus B cap C cap minus C cap B cap. But this A cap C cap minus C cap A cap is nothing but our A cap C cap, commutator of A cap C cap, and B cap C cap minus C cap B cap is nothing but commutation bracket of B cap C cap. So this is our RHS. Then the next fourth property is A cap comma B cap C cap is equal to B cap in B cap multiplied by commutator of A cap C cap plus commutator of A cap B cap into C cap. So let us demonstrate the LHS. So it is A cap comma B cap C cap. So this is A cap B cap C cap minus B cap C cap of A cap. Now here we need to take B cap common, and therefore we add a term, that is B cap A cap C cap. So since we are going to add this term, again we are going to subtract this term from this, and therefore we add the term which is B cap A cap C cap, and again we subtract the same term which is B cap A cap C cap. Now we rewrite this term, that is first we take the term as A cap B cap C cap, then we bring in this term over here sorry, this term over here. So it is A cap B cap C cap minus this term, that is B cap A cap C cap, plus this term, that is B cap A cap C cap, minus this term which is B cap C cap A cap, and this is equal to, now we take C cap common from this, and therefore we can rewrite this as A cap B cap minus B cap A cap into C cap, plus from here we take the b cap common, so it is b cap, in bracket we remain with a cap c cap minus c cap a cap. So this will be equal to b cap, and this is nothing but our commutation relation of a cap c cap, plus this is commutation relation of a cap, commutator bracket of a cap comma b cap and c cap. So this is our RHS. Then the next property is AB comma C cap is equal to A cap of commutator bracket of B cap comma C cap plus commutator bracket of A cap comma C cap into B cap. So let us first demonstrate the left hand side. So it is this is ABC minus CAB plus, now here again we add something and subtract something. So here from this term we want to take a common, and therefore we subtract the term which is a cap c cap b cap, and therefore since we are subtracting this term, again we add this term. So we add the term which is a cap c cap b cap, and we subtract the term which is a cap c cap b cap in this equation. So we rewrite this as a cap b cap c cap minus a cap c cap b cap plus a cap c cap b cap minus c cap a cap b cap. So here we take a cap as common, so in bracket we remain with bc minus cb plus in bracket we remain with ac minus ca if we take b cap as common. So this b cap, this will be a cap, and this is nothing but commutator of b cap c cap plus this is commutator of a cap c cap into b cap. So this is our RHS. Then the next sixth property is commutator bracket of a cap comma commutator bracket of b cap c cap plus commutator bracket of b cap comma commutator bracket of c cap a cap plus commutator bracket of c cap comma commutator bracket of a cap comma b cap, and the result is 0. So here you can remember that the order, that is A B C, that is A to B, B to C, and again C to A. So you can remember this order: A B C, then B C A, C A B. So let us simplify the left hand side. So it is first a cap comma, this result is b cap c cap minus c cap b cap, then here this b cap comma, this is nothing but c cap a cap minus a cap c cap, then this is c cap comma a cap b cap minus b cap a cap. So this is equal to, here now we can take this as a single entity, so this will be a cap, then this entity which is b cap c cap minus c cap b cap minus this single entity which is b cap c cap minus c cap b cap into a cap. Similarly we can simplify the others as b cap. Here we can consider this as a single entity by definition, so we get b cap then into c cap a cap minus a cap c cap minus c cap a cap minus a cap c cap into b cap, and so as the third, that is c cap into a cap b cap minus b cap a cap minus a cap b cap minus b cap a cap into c cap. Further simplifying this, so first simplifying this, we get a cap b cap c cap minus a cap c cap b cap minus a cap minus b cap c cap a cap minus c cap b cap a cap. So this is the term. Then simplifying the second term, we get b cap, that is bca minus bac minus cab minus acb. So this is the second term, plus the third term is cab minus cba minus abc minus bac. So cab minus cba minus abc plus bac. So this is our third. Now if you look at this equation, then this ABC cancels off, then ACB cancels off, then BCA cancels off, CBA cancels off, CAB cancels out, and this BAC gets cancelled, and therefore the result is 0. So is the sixth property. Then further we have some more properties, that is the commutator of A cap comma B cap is equal to minus of B cap comma A cap. That is the first property which we have seen. So they are said to anti-commute with each other. For example, here if we take the commutator of X and Px, then you know that its value is IH cross, but if you change the order inside the commutation bracket, so if you take first as Px and then X, then it will be equal to minus IH cross. So here since you know that X and Px, they do not commute with each other, and therefore by changing the order of X and Px you get the minus sign to it. If the two operators they commute with each other, then the change of order is insignificant. Then we have seen the property that is A comma B cap C cap is equal to B cap, in bracket we have A cap comma C cap plus commutator bracket of A cap comma B cap into C cap. So this type of this property is useful in solving the problems which involves squares. For example, here if we have the we have to solve the commutation of X cap comma Px cap square. So here we can write it as X cap comma Px into Px, like BC. So by applying this property, if I simplify this, then we will get this commutator as Px cap. So here this is my B, this is my A, that X cap is my A, and this Px is my B, and again this Px is my C. So here first B cap, so it is Px cap, commutator of X cap comma Px cap plus X cap comma Px cap, and then into C. So C is again Px. So here this value is Px, then Xpx is IH cross plus Xpx is again IH cross into Px. So the value is 2 IH cross Px. Then further we have the property that is commutator of A cap comma B cap raised to n. Then this property is equal to this n will come in front, then it is like a differentiation of this, so it will be equal to n into b raised to power n minus 1 into commutator of A cap comma B cap. Or we have the fourth property, that is commutator bracket of A cap raised to n comma B cap, then this will be equal to n into A cap raised to n minus 1 into commutator bracket of A comma B. If A and B, if the commutator bracket of A comma B is a scalar, for example the commutator bracket of X comma Px is equal to IH cross, where this IH cross is a scalar. So if this is true, then we can apply these two properties, and by using these properties we can avoid the steps involved in solving problems like this. For example, we can solve this problem in a similar way by using this property. So here our X is A and Px is B, so that will be b raised to n, so it is px raised to 2. So here the value of n is 2. So by applying this property, we can have here 2 in front, then it is 2, that is n, into px raised to n minus 1, so it is 2 minus 1 into commutator of x comma px. So this 2 minus 1 is 1, so it is px, so it is 2 into px, and commutator of x and px is IH cross. So we can solve such problems which involves squares or cubes or raised to 5 or 4 and something. So anything raised to n, we can solve these in a very simple steps by using the by using this property. So this property is very important from NET, GATE or GATE examination. Then one more property is commutator of the same operator with itself is equal to 0. So the commutator of a cap comma a cap is always equal to 0, and then the commutator of the operator a with any scalar b. So here this b is a scalar, so commutator of any operator a over the scalar b is also equal to 0. Then there is one more property, that is Hermitian conjugate. So the commutator of a cap comma b cap and its Hermitian conjugate is equal to a cap b cap minus b cap a cap Hermitian. So this is equal to a cap b cap Hermitian conjugate minus b cap a cap Hermitian conjugate, and you know the property of Hermitian conjugate. So by using that property, it is equal to b cap dagger b cap dagger a cap dagger minus a cap dagger b cap dagger. So this is equal to b dagger b cap dagger a cap dagger. Then one more property, that is the computation of any function which is a function of x comma px. Then for such property, here it is IH cross del del x of f of x. So for example, if I take the commutator of e raised to power x comma px, where this e raised to power x is the function of x, then we can solve this commutator by using this property. So it is IH cross del del x of e raised to power x, and del del x of e raised to power x is again e raised to power x. So this is equal to IH cross e raised to power x. Then let us consider another problem, that is find the value of commutator of p comma commutator bracket of x comma p. So this will be equal to commutator bracket of p, where p is the operator, comma, now you know the value of this bracket, commutator bracket of x comma p is equal to IH cross, but IH cross is a scalar, and by using this property, the commutator bracket of an operator with any scalar is equal to 0. So the value of this is 0. Then let us consider the second problem. The commutation relation of x and ddx is. So here let us operate this commutator bracket of x comma ddx over psi. So that will be equal to x into ddx minus ddx of x, this is by definition operated over psi. So that will be equal to x into ddx of psi minus ddx of x psi. So this will be equal to x into d psi by dx minus psi into ddx plus x into d psi by dx. So here this ddx is equal to 1, and this x d psi by dx, x psi by dx gets cancelled, and this is equal to 1, so it will be equal to minus psi. So the commutation relation of x comma ddx, its value is equal to -1. Then another problem, This is the problem which is asked in GATE 2016. That is, if x and p are the x components of the position and momentum operators of a particle respectively, the commutator of x square comma p square is, and these are the options, that is A, IH cross xp minus px, B, 2IH cross xp minus px, C, IH cross xp plus px, and D, 2IH cross xp plus px. Now here this is commutator bracket of x square comma p square, which is equal to p into x square comma p plus x square comma p of p. So by using the identity, by using the property which is a raised to n comma b, which is equal to n into a raised to power n minus 1 into commutator bracket of a comma b. So here this will be equal to p, and by applying this property we get 2 times x raised to power 2 minus 1, in bracket we remain with x comma p, plus this is 2 times x raised to 2 minus 1, in bracket we remain with x comma p over p. So this will be equal to p into 2x, and we know the value of this xp, that is IH cross plus 2x into IH cross p. So this is equal to 2IH cross, and in bracket we remain with xp plus px. So the option is D. Then the next problem is asked in CSIR NET December 2012, that if the operators A and B satisfy the commutation relation, that is A comma B is equal to I, where I is the identity operator, then which of the following is true? So now we know that how we can expand this e raised to power a. This e raised to power a can be written as 1 plus a upon 1 factorial plus a square by 2 factorial plus a cube by 3 factorial, and so on. Therefore, commutator bracket of e raised to power a comma b is equal to 1 plus a square by 2 factorial plus a cube by 3 factorial, and so on, comma b. So by definition this will be equal to 1 comma b plus a comma b plus a square by 2 factorial comma b plus a cube by 3 factorial comma b plus, and so on. So this will be equal to, now this is a scalar, and therefore the commutation will be 0. Then this a comma b is given, it is equal to I, so this is I. Then by definition again here a raised to n comma b, by this property it is equal to n into a raised to power n minus 1 into a comma b. So it will be 2 times a raised to power 2 minus 1, that is 1, in bracket we remain with the commutation bracket of a comma b divided by 2 factorial, and this a comma b is nothing but I. This is our identity operator. Then plus, then again here applying this property we get it as 3a square and commutator bracket of a comma b divided by 3 factorial. So this is 3a square and this is I. So finally we get the result as 1 plus a square by 2 factorial plus, and so on. So this is nothing but e raised to power a, and therefore the answer is A, that is commutator bracket of e raised to power a comma b is equal to e raised to power a if the commutator bracket of a comma b is equal to I, where I is the identity operator.